Hello, I'm Steve Jazowski with York Repair. Today we're going to talk about identifying the leads on a 9-lead delta connected motor. We're going to need an ohm meter, 6 or a 12 volt battery, and what we're going to do is first thing we need to do is use the ohm meter, identify there's going to be 3 separate pairs of the 9 leads, 3 groups. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the ohm meter and find the 3 different groups. I normally use something like a piece of tape or something to identify each one of the groups as we're going. Then we're going to go ahead and connect the battery across each one of the groups, and when we have a right combination, we're going to end up having the full voltage across 2 leads, and then go from one lead to the other to the center, and we'll have a half the voltage across each one of those leads. Then the one that gives us the low voltage or the half voltage across each group is going to be labeled number 1, number 2, and number 3. Then we're going to connect number 1, 4, and 9. 4 and 9 are connected to the battery terminal. 1 is flashed with the other battery terminal. A strong deflection will occur across 2 and 7 and 3 and 6. Little or no deflection will be seen across 2 and 5 and 3 and 8. Leads 5, 6, 7, and 8 can now be labeled. We're going to connect the leads to 5 and 7 to the battery, then flash across 2. Leads number 1 and 4 will show a strong deflection. Leads number 1 and 9 will have little or no deflection. So leads 4 and 9 can now be labeled. Now we'll go out into the shop and we'll do this procedure with a delta connected motor. First thing we're going to do is identify our 3 circuits. We're going to look for continuity between the 3 wires. Then we're going to go ahead and label them. I use tape just so they don't get all mixed up, so that way I know what my 3 circuits are. The next step is we're going to change from resistance, we'll change to voltage, and now we're going to go ahead and connect and find our number 1, 2, and 3. When we have the proper combination, we're going to go across our leads, give us our full deflection of our battery, and then we're going to go ahead and check from each side, which is going to be 50% of the voltage to each side. The one that gives us 50% to each side on the low is going to be our number 1, 2, and 3. So we can go ahead and do the 3 different combinations. We take and we know this is going to be, we'll call this one number 1. Go ahead and label number 1, 2, and 3. We'll do the other 2 circuits the same way. So now we know what leads number 1, 2, and 3 are. We're going to go ahead and connect one side of our battery across number 4 and number 9. And we're going to go ahead and flash the battery to number 1. Which is we're going to have a strong deflection between 2 and 7. There's our strong deflection. There's no deflection, so we know which lead is number 7. We're going to do that same combination. We're going to have a strong deflection between 3 and 6. And that way we can indicate the leads. We'll know which leads can be marked 6, 7, and 8. Now we need to identify leads number 1 and 4. We're going to connect our power to our battery power to lead number 5 and 7. And then we're going to put our voltmeter across lead number 1 and 4. And we're going to flash to number 2. When we flash to number 2, we get a deflection. That way we can identify number 1 and number 9, because if we go across our voltmeter across number 1 and 4, we will get, or 1 and 9, we will get no deflection. So now we can identify number 4 and 9. Now we've identified all 9 leads of a delta connected motor, and this motor could be safely energized where we know that our connection is correct.